Hey, 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 today's your lucky day. Welcome to Facebook Live Friday here at Hangout with Michael. We are live every Friday, and today's a special day because it is Viewers Q&A. Do you have an NLP question? Hey, how about the emotion code? We have John Inverarity with us today, maybe a body code question. How about your life's purpose? Law of attraction. I've got Dana with me today. I've got John with me today. We are here to take your questions live at the Hangout with Michael show. Hello, everybody. Well, I'm Michael Losier, author of 3 books, Law of Attraction, Law of Connection, and coming out June 6th, my next book, Your Life's Purpose. And we're here every Friday, and we uplift you, and we send you home. We're back to what you were doing, full of some good tools and processes and tips so you can live an awesome life. That's what we like to do here at the Hangout with Michael show. I am going to welcome my 2 panel members today. We are here to answer your questions. So again, if you're watching live, say hello down below. Let us know where you're watching from. What is your question? What is your success story? Hey, we're heading out to, well, I'm in beautiful Victoria, BC, but we are going to head out to Vancouver. And Dana, good morning and welcome.
Morning, Michael. Thank you so much. Always a delight to spend my Friday mornings in this high vibe energy. So thank you for inviting me. I do live in beautiful Vancouver, and it's a sunny day today, so I will be out later in the day. So I'm an empowerment mentor, and I work with women solopreneurs who are stuck in their business. I help them in 3 areas. I help you get more aligned to your sacred gifts so that you can feel more on purpose in your business. As I'm also a certified law of attraction trainer and business coach, I use a lot of the law of attraction tools, processes, formulas to help you move forward in your business. And also, like Michael and John, I am a certified emotion code practitioner. So when my women entrepreneurs, are doing all the right things, but they find they're not moving forward, chances are there's some trapped emotions there. So that's what I help release. And I too am an author, Michael.
Yay.
Yeah. This has recently come out, Law of Attraction Gratitude Journal. Very excited about it, and getting a lot of really, really nice feedback from people that are actually started the journaling. So keep those comments coming to me. Love it.
Again, if you're a business person, Dana's going to help us here today. She's got lots of experience in all these areas. So what is your question for Dana today around women in business, your own business? Hey, we're staying out in Vancouver. We're going to talk to John. Hey, John, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, always a pleasure to be here, hanging out with Michael on Fridays. My name is John Inverarity. I'm a certified emotion code and certified body code practitioner. And I love helping people with relationship blocks, maybe some communication blocks in a relationship or finding a new relationship, chronic pain, helping athletes with performance blocks, maybe people finding a new career. So emotion code and body code can help a lot of different people in a lot of different ways.
Or if you catch yourself having your mother's or father's habits, guess what? That's been Why am I doing this? Why am I like my mother? That's a good thing.
Yeah.
John, you're going to help. You're going to help take some questions today. So before, I want to remind people we are taking questions here. What are your questions? Say hello live in the comment. John, who is saying what to welcome us to today's live show?
Yeah, lots of comments so far this morning. Okay. And so, if you are watching live, please like and share to spread the word about this awesomeness that happens every Friday. Barbara Harwell is watching. Says hello.
Hey, Barbara. Hey, Barbara.
Misty Anderson is watching and says hello.
Hey, Misty. Good morning.
Nicole from Vancouver is watching.
Hey, Nicole.
Nicole enjoying the sun as well, and it's our 8th day of sun this year, so cherishing that. Shirley Pierre says good morning.
Yes, fellow Canadian Shirley Pierre. Good morning, Shirley. Hey, look who's peeking in from Grey, London. You got it, Sylvia Bellini.
Hi, Sylvia. Mark Henry is watching and has a hard time seeing the video. Maybe reset your browser, Mark. And Jennifer Heiser
from Arizona. He's watching today. So we love everybody saying hello. Now We need some cues because today we're doing the cues. So if you want an answer, you need to give us a question. So what is your question? Jennifer Heiser, she's a friend of ours. She's greetings from St. Paul, Minnesota. Glad to see the power panel. Is she the one that coined us the power panel? I think she did. Thanks, Jennifer. We are the power panel. Hey, John, let's peek inside your mailbox this week. And I'm always curious to hear about an emotion code or body code client, something that you worked on this week. And first, tell us that experience, and then we'll, again, we're waiting for questions, your questions live. So in the meantime, John, tell us about somebody that you helped with the emotion code this week. What was that subject?
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of a unique experience that I only see once in a while. And it was just this past weekend, I was spending some time with a big group of friends. And it was a friend of a young guy that I worked with about 2 months ago. And it was a very quick session in a restaurant, actually, and did some quick body code on him. And what was happening with him is he kept getting injured. He kept getting in accidents. He's young. He's like 25. And just over the last like 10, 15 years, crazy accidents, getting T-boned in cars. Like it's just out of the blue, right? So we got something for that in the body code. So spent a few minutes with him, actually cleared one thing. And we went our separate ways. And so I met up with his boss, a good friend, childhood friend, this past weekend. And it didn't work with a friend, but he said, we spoke for like at least an hour. He's like, this is crazy. I've never seen my friend like this ever. Like something's different. I don't know what you do. I'm not going to ask you about it. But it's weird. He's changed. You've changed his life. Yeah. Yeah.
Powerful.
We love
Very
that.
powerful. Yeah.
Yeah. My recent story, my sister Denise went to Jamaica with her husband and another couple, and she said, can you do a session on desserts for me? She said, she's at an all-inclusive. You're going away in a couple of weeks, so you know about choices all the time, desserts. So I did a session, an emotion code session with her before she left about not having desserts, or do I have any trapped emotions that make me want to have desserts when I'm on vacation? Boy, we nailed it. We found the exact trapped emotion. We removed them. So she texted me during the trip saying she didn't have any desserts. But today she texted me and said, not only did I not have any desserts, I've been resisting and not wanting any of the Easter eggs that everyone keeps giving me. She's a server at a restaurant, so people are bringing her Easter food, and she's noticing. So, wow, yes, I know. You can reduce and eliminate specific cravings if it's not overall. Like, the way I lost my weight was using it overall for water, overall for protein, and overall for this, and overall for that. So that was my story. Now, Dana, we are going to help Misty Anderson. John, you can help as well. So Misty is a certified emotion code. Here's her question. How do you recommend getting my name out there to get more clients? I'm excited to help heal people using the emotion code. So we got a lot of answers around that. So John, I'm going to hear a piece from you. And Dana, you can have your law of attraction hat on. So John, what's one way we can help Misty, or we can give Misty some information about how she can start to build her practice? What would you recommend?
Well, attraction actions. That's what you need to do. As many attraction actions as possible, right? Maybe have a board on your wall, like maybe Michael Losier. I'm sure you have a board on your wall. What works? Getting out, talking to other practitioners. Talk to your chiropractor, talk to yoga studios. Also calendar, right? Put a calendar on the wall and just have the intention you're going to have 2 clients on Thursday, and then on Friday put next new client. In other words, hold the intention. Dana, what would you say from a law of attraction point of view as well?
Well, since I get asked this all the time, and it's all about marketing, but it's also the intention. So from a marketing perspective, one of the most inexpensive ways to do that is start to really use social media and determine where your clients are. Most likely they are going to be on Facebook, So that would be a really good place for you to start. But you could also go back to, I don't know what episode it is, Michael, but on the vibrational business plan, that would be a good visual to do, what I know for sure, what I'm giving my attention to, and then room for more. Yes. And also as a woman, networking is definitely, networking and speaking are two of the main ways that I've grown my business and attracted lots of clients and really ideal clients as well. Yes. You can always, email me at info@danasmithers.com or whatever, and I can give you more information.
Okay, great. In addition to all the other things in my business, I do once in a while I put on an introductory presentation on the emotional code. It's chronic pain, anxiety. It's free. People come in and I do a demo. I talk about the keys to the process. John was here in Victoria. We did that together. We bring people to the front of the room and we look for people with chronic pain so we can see the reduction, most times the elimination of it. And then people get to see it. It's hard to explain. It's hard to talk about it on networking meetings. And just find a couple key people, look for people with chronic pain to start there because, again, the results are usually instantaneous or very quickly after that. So find something that you can razzle-dazzle through and then just be careful about how much time you give people. Just because it only takes 15 minutes doesn't mean doesn't have a value to it. So make sure you're building in some good service there. Mm-hmm. Good.
Michael, let's mention last week's show. Last week?
Yeah, go ahead. Talk about last week.
Yeah, we forgot to say that. That was one of the most highly watched Hangout with Michael shows. It's you can go to hangoutwithmichael.com. It's episode 187, and drum roll. We had on Dr. Bradley Nelson, and he wrote the book.
3,000 views of the live show.
Yeah, it was a fabulous show, and something that I really enjoyed that he did with the last show, in fact, I blogged about it. He talked about, how once we've done the emotion code or any practitioner, that some people get released immediately. Just like you said, sometimes it's a 15-minute session and the release is there. And then he said, but sometimes, because we all process differently, it takes a few days. And then he also said that sometimes it can take much longer and you will require more emotion code sessions. So I thought that was a really good piece of information. Plus, he's got lots of stories on 187. He is a storyteller.
Well, my big nugget from the show when he was using the word, not evidence, what was it? Symptoms. When he used the word symptom, right? Because I'm always thinking, the symptom is a pain in my neck, right? But a symptom is also the amount of money in your wallet. That's a symptom. So I've been exercising that word more. That's the symptom. So what's causing that? It's trapped emotions, stored negative emotions, and so on. So, John, what was your takeaway nugget? I know you were beaming during the whole show as well, like the rest of us.
Yeah, beaming, buzzing. It was redlining all weekend. Yeah, Dr. Brad and you, Michael, are two of the most influential people in my life. And yeah, it was just amazing. So just the whole experience was just a takeaway in itself. Yeah.
And what
razzle dazzle.
Yeah.
What did we love hearing when we went off the air? We all remember it. What did he say?
Oh, he said that he would love to come back.
Yeah,
and he'd love to do the heart wall.
Yeah, and he goes, Fridays are a good day for me. And we're thinking, yes, Fridays are good for us too.
And I said to you, good attracting, Michael. Good attracting, dude.
I want to invite him back, talk about the fascinating work of the heart wall. And good. John, let's peek out. Who's asking a question next? Who can we help out today? And good morning. If you're watching live, let us know where you're watching from. Maybe a favorite episode, maybe anything you want to say about a previous episode or even a question. Hey, let's try that out because it is Q&A day. John, who's asking what next?
Yeah, lots of hellos out there. Lots of, I got a question here from Carol Miller.
Okay, Carol.
Hi, Carol. Yeah, so how can I stay high vibe on an event I have coming up in September that isn't selling as well as I wanted to?
Oh, I love this question. Okay, so here is the challenge, because I'm in the event business. When we have an event and we know we'll just say it's on the 10th of the month. We know it's on the 10th of the month. Our energy between now and the 10th of the month isn't the abundantness of the sales. It's the observation that we're not there yet. So now we're holding the vibration of not satisfying selling seats or selling tickets or whatever. So this teaching point here is I want you to go to beyond the event. Here's the event on the 10th. All the energy is how am I filling seats? What am I going to do? Where am I going to do? I want you to go to beyond the event. In other words, the day of, and the volunteers that you're going to need, and what that's going to be like, and anything, the traffic that you're going to have to figure out. And is everyone going to have a name tag? Oh, what's next after that? What about lunch? There's going to be 600. And just go beyond that. And then what are you going to announce at that one? What are the upcoming things that you're going to do? In other words, go beyond the event is the word I'm looking for. Go beyond the event. And also, as you do get registrations, 1 or 2, whatever you're counting, spend more time celebrating their idealness. So here's someone that signed up. Look at that. They bought 2 tickets. This is an ideal client. Someone bought 2 tickets. They bought them at 3 in the morning when I was still in bed. I love that. 2 tickets got sold. Here's how ideal. They actually live in the same city. They're probably going to network. In other words, spend time and stretch your celebration of the match, which causes you to include the vibration of the match, which gets you out of the reality. Because your reality is what's real for you. So you'll need to become unrealistic and start focusing on what's unreal. And right now, what's unreal is a room full of people. So spend more time being more unrealistic. Someone write that down.
I'm going to blog about that, so that's perfect.
Okay, there you go. Read Dana's blog.
Yeah. I have a question, Michael, about NLP that I think you could answer. I was recently at a speaking event, and I was talking about the law of attraction. And what I noticed with some of the speakers is I could tell the audience wasn't engaged with them when they were speaking. Like, people were kind of looking around and all of that. And I know you've got some great tips on, when you're speaking. So I wonder if you could share those right now and tell people how they get an audience engaged.
Well, I can only tell the story because they'll never watch it. But one time I went to an event and they were introducing the CEO of their company. This was a very important event. There was probably 800 people there. I was the main speaker, but the new CEO was coming up to do a presentation, and I had her off to the side, and she was before she went on stage, she was, I'm a little nervous, and I said, well, tell me your opening sentence. And she told me what her opening sentence was. I said, no, they already know who you are. You don't have to tell them. You were just introduced. And she said, oh, that makes sense, doesn't it? And then I taught her how to ask the engaged question. And I said, if it feels uncomfortable, just do it. And I promise you'll get 100% of everybody in this room engaged. She said, oh, I'd like so. And she's about to go up on stage. And I said, here's your 2 questions. Who here, and we identified some of the people in the audience. I said, leave your hand up and wait. Put your hand down, put the other hand up, and ask the other question. Well, boy, didn't she milk that throughout the whole presentation.
Absolutely.
And it's going crazy. And remember, they already saw me for 2 hours. So if you've been in front of Michael Losier for 2 hours and you're going up after me, you better engage people because they've just been engaged fully for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Good. I'm going back out live with our friend Andrea Winter Underwood. Good morning to all of you. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I think we got Carol Miller's question answered. Misty saying hello. John, Juliet Epsper has a question. Maybe you can redirect her question to the right person that can answer her. While you're looking for Juliet, I want to say hello to Michael Jansen, who, when I was in Peru, he came and seen me. We had a delicious little dinner. Thank you, Michael Jansen. He actually flew 8 hours to come see me in Peru. So I thought, I'm taking you for dinner. So that was fun. Hey, it's Rami Carlin in the house. She is watching a part in that replay. Great show with Bradley Nelson. I agree. Good. John, next.
Yeah, Juliet Esper has a question.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Yeah, partner has just been diagnosed with cancer this week. How can I help him? So I'm sorry to hear that, Juliet. So for you and your friend, keeping in a high vibe state to start, try and keep positive. With emotion code and body code, there's, we can definitely help you, Juliet. Partially with your partner, but with, something like cancer, it's, the medical professional, you definitely want to get professional medical advice for that. See your doctor, practitioner, an actual physician. Yeah.
But your state, keep your own state, and to get out of panic and fear and anxiety. The emotion code's perfect for relieving those. And and I'm just interjecting here, of course, but her job is to be the most powerful person around her friends, right? And that means looking after your own vibration and noticing, oh, you know what, I'm feeling anxiety. Well, that little anxiety is like a little shroud of negativity around you. So your job is saying, oh, I got to get rid of my anxiety. I got to get rid of my fear. And by getting rid of it, we mean using the emotion code process to eliminate those unprocessed negative emotions. You'll feel relief right away. So
and I could add something, Michael, if I may.
Okay.
Yeah. So for the last, in 2015, my husband was diagnosed with cancer. So I know John did do some emotion code with him during some of the surgeries, but I really, really, really use the law of attraction tools and principles. I couldn't tell you how many times I use my reset vibe button, and every time I was focusing on when you're going to have lots of doctor appointments and all sorts of things, but just keep focusing on what you want, how it's going to feel when things get better. Know that there are people that will support you, but it's just as Michael said, it's your vibrational bubble that you have to pay the most attention to, because the person with it is most likely going to be in a very different place than you are. And you won't be a vibrational match for what they're going through, but you still have that relationship with them. And the biggest thing that you can do to help is minding your own vibration and staying as positive as you can. And you will get through it.
Good. Thank you, John and Dana, for that sensitive answers, sensitive questions. Let's see, John, let's go back out there. I'm going to take the question from Estelle Gibson, and then you can find our next question. Estelle is saying, I'm stuck in working towards my signature program launch. I put together a launch plan and then just can't get motivated to work on it. How can I get unstuck? Well, knowing what we know, it's always like, what tool? Well, I'm just going to say it. So there are trapped emotions right now within you that you don't even know that you have, that are little orange cones. And by the orange cone, I mean, these are things that are stopping you from going forward. You have to slow down. You have to kind of go around it. So there's events that happened in your life that there was a similar event where you would have trapped a negative emotion, and that negative emotion becomes unprocessed. Now you're trying to work on a project, and in your brain tells you, in your head, you're thinking, I want to move forward, and you're trying to, and then as soon as you say that, I'm not motivated, well, that's a feeling. So something's stopping you from being motivated. It is a trapped emotion. So with the emotion code, you can find out what the trapped emotion is. There's a list of 60 right here on the wall. You find out which one it is, and then you get rid of that orange cone that was blocking you. That would be my advice on that. Yep. How do we get unstuck? There's two key words there. One is not motivated, and the other one is unstuck, and they are classic emotion code terms. Is that true, John? This is what people are talking about, being stuck. If you're stuck, I heard you say it earlier, if you're stuck in relationships, or you're stuck in money, we all know what blocks and stuck means.
Yeah, because it sounds like, Michael, that she's got everything lined up. She knows what to do, but it's perfect. Classic.
Yeah, very good. Well, you know what, John? Carol Miller's asking about the heart wall. Why don't you talk about that? And I'm going to check ahead for some more questions. While you're preparing for that, Kelly Carson's good morning from the Sunshine Coast in BC. Our friend Barbara Harwell saying good morning to me in the panel, asking when my new book's coming out. It is June 6th. It's called Your Life's Purpose. Thank you. Hey, our friend Don Bohem from Illinois caught you live today. Is there a book on the body code? There's not, just the emotion code. So, John, let's go back and help our friend Carol Miller and our friends know more about the heart wall. Reminding that we're going to have Dr. Bradley come talk about it. So tell us what you can.
Absolutely, yeah. So we'll start with the heart. The heart is more than just a pump. It doesn't just pump blood throughout your body. It's a very intuitive, very creative source of love for you. And you can think of it as a brain. And there's actually more messages that originate from your heart, that go from your heart to your brain and from your brain to your heart. So one could say your heart's the boss. And so when we go through our ups and downs, mostly, downs in life, we get stuck, we have these emotions, unprocessed emotions. Now your heart feels it and gets hurt and it wants to protect itself. So it does so by building a wall, and it builds a wall of trapped emotions. Now this wall is makes you blocked, it just sits there for your whole life until you have it released. And it's honestly it's like you're living in a bomb shelter for years and years and years. Like it's good short term while the bombs are being dropped, but long term, you're just not going to go anywhere. You're breathing recycled air, and you can't.
That's why it's called a wall.
Yeah.
That's why it's called a wall.
Yeah.
It's a wall. You don't have a heart, Sev.
Yeah, I've seen it implicated in all types of problems, chronic issues, pain, headaches, relationship blocks, career, money. That symptom in your bank account might be empty. Heart wall could be playing a role in that as well.
And I just read something from Dr. Bradley. Anxiety and stress were also you use the heart wall process to reduce those as well. So it's not just relationships. It seems to be things outside of love as well, giving and receiving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a specialty in the emotion code.
Okay, good stuff. We're going to go back on. We have Renee Bastarache, very French. Hey, Renee. Estelle, she could be French too. She likes the spending more time being unrealistic. Kind of fun. And Rami saying we're wonderful. Thank you. Let's see. What else? John, hey, Jim Inverarity, good morning. Good to be here. Hey, Jim Inverarity. Yes.
Hey,
and our friend Aleb is saying congratulations to Dana.
Thank you.
Our friend from Bangladesh. So shalom. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Good. Let's see. Going through the questions. If you have a live question, let us know. We're checking them out. Okay, here's Patrick Kruger. Hey, I know Patrick Kruger. Question. What if somebody lives in a war zone? They don't have control of their environment. How is the law of attraction working? Well, that's a good, sensitive question. I don't have all the answers. I'm only giving you my interpretation. If it were possible for us to scan the planet, depending on the country that we're over, it would have its own vibration. And that vibration is from what's going on there. It's not a judgment of it. Probably if you scan over the Hamptons, you might feel two things, stress about money or just lots of abundance about money, right? So there'd be a vibration in that neighborhood. And then if you scan over other countries where there's war, there would be a vibration in that part there. Now, I also appreciate that people need to be where they're at and that that's the country you're born in. And, so that notwithstanding that answer. So I'm just going to go back to your question. What if somebody lives in a war zone? They don't have control of their environment. Well, you know what? I know you're not saying this, but you are in a war zone, Patrick. You're in the United States, and the vibration of that country right now is pretty severe. So the best thing for you to do, that I would do, that I do here, not trying to observe what's happening in the United States, is to mind my own vibration. and decide what I'm going to include. It's all about inclusion. Whether you're watching it or listening it or observing it or talking about it or resisting it, it's still inclusion. There is no exclusion. In your attempt to exclude that war, you're actually giving it attention by including it. So there is no exclusion. There's only inclusion. So you can decide to be selfish enough, that means enough self-care, that you would only include the vibration of things that make you happy, like being at the gym and supporting all the people that you support as a trainer. I think I answered your question somewhere in all of that. Dana, John, do you have any comments? Or what are your comments?
Well, I agree, Michael. I think it's so important that, you know, it's just what I said about the person having cancer, that you still have to mind, you know, whenever you go into a cancer clinic, everybody in there, either someone has cancer or they're bringing someone in there. So it is like a war zone. I mean, I could easily get engulfed in it, but I don't. I just mind my own vibration. I do take good self-care. It might be that I even, after I'm there, I go and buy myself a nice cappuccino or something just to raise my vibration, because you can just get sucked in. And so I think, again, it's minding your own vibration and using those tools in the law of attraction, looking at, you know, what you are attracting, what are you contributing to that as well, right?
Yeah. You know, I could hear an old voice in my head, someone saying, well, you know, that's pretty selfish. You know, it's like, you know, shouldn't you be feeling sad or bad for others? You wouldn't be at your optimal. But imagine if I took on everyone's sadness that I experienced being around that. I could never do the work that I do. I could never serve. So it is okay to be selfish. Selfish equals self-care. John, what feedback do you have?
Yeah, absolutely, Michael. I definitely agree with you 100% there. Yeah, I don't think there's much more I can add to that.
Okay. Drop the mic already, Michael.
Yeah.
Well, good stuff. We had a good 33 minutes here. I'm still checking. We have, John, if you can see anybody's questions at your end, do let me know, and I'm going to check at my end. We had my friend David Termini. He is also a certified facilitator in Italy, in Genoa, Italy. Hello, Michaels. Congratulations for your new weekly show. He's referring to Facebook Live, so thank you, David. And we got Carol's question this morning. Misty Anderson has a question there, John.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It just popped up on mine.
Okay.
Can you be too close to a situation for emotion code to work properly? Possibly. My dog has severe anxiety and whining when going on car rides. I've done a few sessions on him and I'm not seeing improvement. I have someone else do a session or just keep working on him. Well, yeah, definitely keep working on him. I've found that I've been too close to certain people for certain situations, like working with my wife. There's some things that I can get to. I can't. Sometimes I can't get any further, so she'll work with someone else. Yeah, what have you found, Michael and Dana?
I'll tell you. Go ahead, Michael.
Well, I know when I did the training, I had to work on cats, and I never really, you know, I
was just going to talk about cats.
No, you know what? They all had the same trapped emotion, abandonment. So, but I didn't really follow up, and so I didn't know if it helped afterwards. But being too close, I don't think so. I think one time I checked to see if I had a heart wall myself, and I didn't. And then John, you were able to do it for me, but I couldn't do it for myself. Other than that, I haven't had that experience. But keep trying this. You remember last week, Dr. Bradley Nelson said it could take several sessions, and you know, just keep working on that. And again, it's the wording of the question. You know, let us know how you're asking the question. You know, do I have any trapped emotions that are causing me to, and so on. Okay, we're just going through. I think that's going to be it for today, everybody. Dana, we have something very exciting that we're working on for next week. We've talked about it about a year ago, and it keeps coming up. People are really liking the subject. What are we doing next week, please?
Yeah, Yeah, great. So next week, same time, Friday, Facebook Live, 9 a.m. Pacific time, Michael Losier fans on Facebook. It'll be episode 189, and it's how to open your allowing valves so you can allow it all. It was a popular show, and allowing is definitely the most misunderstood, I think, one of the words in the law of attraction training. So that's always a popular show. So 189.
Yeah, everybody wants it all, but they're not allowing it all.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So, you know what? Let's hear from each of you. John, what was something that you, just as a panel member today, are taking away? Something that was new for you, interesting, something excited you? What do you want to say? How do you want to?
This was a great Q&A. Touched on a lot of different topics today, and you know, when something's not going so well and you don't really have any control over it, just having that your personal vibe state, trying to keep your vibe high, and you know, take care of yourself.
Yeah, we had that answer a couple of times today. So common theme. Thanks, John, for hanging out with us. John, how can people check more out about you? I can see it behind you, but say it out loud for our auditory friends.
Yeah, you can find me at aliveandpeer.com. Website there, email me. You can phone me as well to book an emotion code or body code session.
Yeah, and you can work with John on the telephone, on Skype, or video chat like this. And you can go to Alive and Pure and do that and check out John. Dana, thanks for hanging out with us today. And what is your closing remarks for today?
Well, this was kind of pre-show comment, Michael, that John and you were talking about, and I wrote it down because I love it. Just an expression, you don't always get what you want, but you always get what you vibrate. And that's such an important one. You know, I mean, it always makes me think of Rolling Stones song, but you know, you don't always get what you want, but you always get what you vibrate. So that's the Michael Losier song.
Yeah. We all want something different. Hey, I got a couple of announcements coming up, by the way. I've got an event here on Vancouver Island on next Friday, April 28th, and I'm going to be delivering a 1-hour presentation, what every entrepreneur ought to know about law of attraction and impact on your business. I promise you, you're going to take home so much information. My voice will be in your head forever. Then on May 5th, I am in Las Vegas. I am doing a 2-hour presentation on the emotion code. And I'm going to talk about the 6 keys to the emotion code, 6 or 7 keys. Then I'm going to bring people to the front of the room, and you will see me demonstrate the removal of trapped emotion. Well, you won't see the removal of the trapped emotion. You'll see the symptom of the trapped emotion having been removed, and that means flexibility. So come join me in Vegas. John and Dana, thanks again for chilling and hanging out with me. If you saw something today that you love, tell your friends. Share with everybody. My favorite part now, second favorite part after doing it live, is going to read your comments later after the show. So let's say goodbye, everybody, to our friends at home.
Bye, everybody. Thanks so much.
Bye, everyone.